Today we're working on a dress with a drop hole, aka the wormhole dress. The book says this dress features two Ottoshiana connected on the inside to form a tunnel. There are no instructions given in the book beyond the basic dress block development, so here we will apply our artistic vision. 3D will save you a lot of time and fabric on this one. So if you want to follow along, you can download a Bodice block in PDF or CLO format or a CLO3D project file. See the Gumroad link in the video description. If you're interested in CLO in 3D prototyping and want to learn more, I have a course for beginners on Udemy you might be interested in. You will find the link to the course in the video description. So let's get started. Welcome back. Today we are building dress with the drop hole. We begin with our standard bodice block and we'll develop back first. So what do we see here? First of all, our dart has been removed, both of them, this one and that one, and the shoulder dart has been transferred into the hem. So let's start with deleting the darts. 1 and 2. Then I will remove this center back dart and a point and make sure that my bodice is vertical. Next, I will raise and move this point to the left by 0.5. On x-axis and minus 0.5, the opposite, minus 0.5 on x and 0.5 on y, like this. Here's the point. We have to lower the shoulder point by 1 centimeter. And also mark new waistline, which has been raised by 5 centimeters. Like this. Okay, so one thing left is to extend this bodice to make sure that the final length at center back is 118 centimeters. Let's see what we have. Almost 38. centimeters. So I will offset pattern outline by 80 centimeters. So next, I will get rid of these points here. Now I will draw a vertical line from the shoulder dart and also add flare to the side seam, starting from our new waistline, twist here, and it's 6 centimeters. So let's extend it by 6 centimeters. Now this new hem has been split into 3, and then the last third has been raised this way. So we don't actually have to split the whole thing into 3. We can just mark 30% here. Split 30%. And this is the third. And now we need to raise this corner in such a way that here we get a right angle. Can do it just by eyeballing it. Okay, and I will smooth it out a bit like this. Okay, so next step is to transfer the shoulder darts. So I will cut it and then merge these sides, and then merge this dart. Now we got the flare, which is, as you can see, opens up here. So let's remove these points. And just clean it up a little bit. Okay, so this is the back. Moving on, as for this design we will need back and front on fold. So I can just merge these two into one single pattern piece. Next step is front. As you can see, the same thing is done with the side, but first we need to get rid of our waist darts. So first I will make sure that the bodice is lined up. And now this part as well. Now we'll align them and move it close to here and get rid of this dart by just moving this part to here and just merging these two. After this I will get rid of these points and this dart as well. Great. Next part is the side, so it goes up and to the right. Oops, this time. Here it is. The waist has been raised by 5 centimeters. And the bust dart has been transferred into the hem. But before we do that, remember that we have to extend this by 80 centimeters. And transfer the dart. Delete the points, smooth the hem a little bit, and then merge, get rid of this point too, and merge the fronts. Here we are. Let's get rid of the points that we don't need. So here we are. Let's check the sewing. As you can see, there's some adjustments to be made. Like this, and I think we're good. Now let's try and put it on the mannequin. Here we are. The dress is, the base is ready. Let me get rid of the strings. Let it fall. And it's a nice tent dress. Here we go. Next step is to develop our pattern. So the only instructions we'll get for this design is to basically go nuts. Do whatever you want, place your holes wherever you like, draw whatever you want, and etc, etc. So we have to be a bit artistic with this design because no clues have been provided beyond what we've got here. So first of all, take a look at the waistline here. I think with this kind of design, as you can see in this image, which is the only clue we've got here, I think, is that really there is no waist to speak of. So what I would do first is to get rid of the waist, like this. Much easier to work with. Second, there is no symmetry. So we have to get rid of that too. Sorry, symmetry. Next, we need to mark where these holes are going to be and how big they're going to be. The marking will be done on the front. So let's see. Where do you see this? This looks like it's located somewhere under the bust, but almost at the waist level, like here. So let's create the inner ellipse. Let's say 15 centimeters in diameter. It has to be a bit larger because of the silhouette of the dress. Here it is. And the second one is below the waist, somewhere at the hip level. So let's create this one somewhere here. Right, well, this looks like it should be in closer to the front. Maybe even closer to the side seam, somewhere like this. Speaking of side seam, I think there is no side seam there's no left side seam at all. So how about we create a big canvas to work with. We'll merge the side seams like this. And now we can move it maybe a little bit closer to here, perhaps. Like this, right? So next we need to draw these lines. The first one I see is coming from somewhere, first third of the arm side, and going right into the top of this hole. Let's do that. Somewhere from here to somewhere here. Like that, maybe. The great thing about 3D is that everything can be changed. What do we see? It goes way too high, right? Not a problem. I'll move it lower. And here, not here. Like that. And maybe like this. Or not. Yeah, this is close. Next line I see is coming out from here, from this ellipse, and then joining another one. I'll do that. I'll take this and join them with a line like this. Does it look like it? I think it does. Next, you see these ones, one coming from here, another one from there. So, yeah, this one of course is not correct because it needs to have a distance here. Right, like that. each of these ellipses, each of these circles will need to have at least 5 lines coming out of them, because if we have less than 5, it will look a little bit squarish. So the more cutting lines we have in each of these circles, the more circular these openings are going to look. So one goes down and another one also goes down. So let's just do that. From here somewhere to the hem, right? Like that, maybe. And another one similar way. Like that. Next I see here, so something like that. And then it's basically do what you want. We see that we have only 3 lines. We need 2 more. I would say we need one going somewhere here, perhaps, and one going somewhere here. Let's try this. One this, and somewhere perhaps from here to here. Right, let's take a look. Right, well, this one I don't really like, so I'm going to change this to this, maybe. And I will move this point here, this here. So do what you think looks best, in your opinion. And it looks like we're missing a couple more. One here and one there. So one thing is for sure, that we can cut along these lines and add this piece to here, and then we can continue drawing our lines. Let's try this thing first. So this thing, so I think possibly moving this a bit higher and end this one at the arm side somewhere there, possibly. Let's see what it will do. I will cut this out. And then I will cut along these 2 because we have 5 lines here, so it looks like we should be fine. I'll cut these and these. And then I will place this here. Like this, and I'll be able to draw this line here. Like that. And then I see that I'm missing one going to here as well. So you see this vast area, it's not broken up in any way, so I'll just create one here as well. Like this. Let's take a look. It looks like I can go higher, like that. I think it looks cool. Alright, so next step is cut them all up. Now it's all been cut up, let's take a look at our colors. Here we go, all looking nice. Let's give it a little bit of a different pose. I'd say we can get rid of all the baselines because they will be in the way. Switch on the colors and let's work. So you remember the next thing we have to do is to extend these pattern pieces. So all these curvy little parts here will have to be extended into tubes. So I'll get rid of all the points here. And now we're going to extend these edges out into a tube. So let's go in orderly fashion. We start with this part and we go, say, in clockwise direction. So the edge is this one, and then the red one right there. All right. I will extend it by, say, 25 centimeters. Then this edge. Now let's add sewing. Now I'm going to fold these lines inwards. I'll take my fold tool and go fold them all in. All right, now let's put it together. All right, let's do it. Not bad. Let's give it some body and see it again. Here we go. We got our tube stuck on the leg. Okay. Here's our tubes inside. And here's our wormhole. Okay. So the next step would be to remove these fold lines to get more rounded look. Like this. And give it a little bit more particle, possibly. Let's simulate it and see how these bits rounding off a little bit. Alright, well, this is not bad, but there's one more thing we need to consider. In the book, it says that the tunnel inside has to be joined. So you get a true wormhole through space. You can stick your arm into this hole and it will come out from there. So what I'll do is I will get this out of the way, and then let's take a look what's happening here. So I will just hide this so we can see inside. So you see that we need to join this edge with that edge. We'll do that. So we'll start with this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll sew it 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see it. Great, that worked. But of course we have to remember that we have a piece out front still that we need to join. So we're just gonna bring it back out like this and see what we need to sew still. Here, that's right there. We need to sew this bit with that bit. Here we go. Now we can get out and see what we've got. We've got a pretty cool dress. Here's the sleeve inside. Let me see if I can remove the strengthening. Okay, that's switching off the strengthen and see. So the sleeve inside has been sewn, and this is what the dress will look like if you sew it out of something soft. Of course, for this kind of dress I wouldn't recommend it. You need something much firmer, more architectural kind of look. So I'll bring it back up. I like it that way much better, like this. You can sew it out of different colors or keep it the same color. You can put your wormholes in different directions. So this is a very, it's like an art project really. So here it is. And if you like this hole maybe facing upwards, then you don't have to sew the sleeve. So this part can go down and you will have like a cup holder kind of look like here, sort of thing. So this is a very interesting dress. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.